back to my channel. Good morning, folks. Yes, I'm on my way to work. Yes, I am walking there. So let's get this out of the way. I am postponing my Have You Seen movie review today in place of an Insecure review because I finally caught up. I was lazy. So we are enveloped in episode 3 of season 3 of Insecure. And the episode is called Backwards Like, and I'm pretty sure if you are a fan of the show and you've been watching, you know what that means. Because Issa is backwards. That whole situation with Daniel should not be happening. So let's get into the episode. Basically, they're sleeping in the same bed. I noticed Issa likes to play with fire a lot. And that whole interaction is very troublesome. It should be for her. But it's troublesome. And, you know, she's imagining them, well, her getting some, you know, some face in the place situation, as for its rocks, Roxanne would say. And she wakes up, and you know, she's realizing maybe she does have like a certain attraction for him, which we already knew if we've been, you know, keeping up this long with the show. And you know, he's having issues because, you know, as you may know, Daniel, he does produce beats. He makes music, like actual music, not just like bullshit music, but he makes actual music. And he was making a beat for the Khalil guy, and the guy that he works with heard the beat that he was working on. I was like, oh, that's tight or whatever, but it would be better with more bass. He needs more of that. And Daniel wasn't feeling it. You could already see that there was going to be a problem with that. And then we get Issa hanging out with Molly, who's having a hard time at her new job because it's not as bougie as her old job, which she loves reminding everyone of at this place. Oh, I'm getting sprinkled on. Damn sprinklers. Yeah, like she's confused by how they do things. And, you know, I mean, obviously, whenever you start a new job, there is an adjustment period. But for her, she's just kind of like, what is going on here? This shit is backwards. Like, what you mean you don't have DocuSign? At my old job, we had DocuSign. What you mean you don't have this? At my old job, we had this. Like, girl, you're not at your old job anymore. Are you having regrets? Do you need to go back? Alright, so out of the way with that, we meet up with Issa and the girls, Kelly, who I love, and bougie ass, we'll call her, Amanda Sill's character. I'm gonna call her bougie ass because, you know, we all know she's the bougie one who does too much. So anyway, they're having a little girl time, and, you know, it comes up that Issa is sleeping in the same bed, and Kelly's like, oh, so you did figure out a way to pay him. Like, no, it's not even like that. Why are you sleeping in the same bed? My neck! Like, if you don't get better pillows, you do not need to be in his bed. You're asking for it. Not asking for it. Don't say it like that. But you know, if you gonna sleep in bed with somebody and y'all have had relations before, the implication might be there. You have to be careful. But she tells them, and they're not into it. They make her fully aware of that. And course, Molly is definitely not here for it, but Molly got her own shit to worry about with her silly ass. We all know she's still messing with Dro. She's trying to tell everyone that she has a handle on the situation. This may or may not be true, because we don't find out in this episode. Probably for the best. But yeah, they're not feeling that so much. They don't really want Issa to be doing that. And I agree, like, it's time to move on from that. So Issa applies for a apartment manager position. Sorry. She applies for an apartment manager position, and the guy basically offers it to her, even though you could tell she wasn't really feeling it. Just because it was like the way that he went about describing the whole role of the position, and then he was like, well, you got a degree, you know, your references check out, so if you want it, you can have it. Like, there's no challenge to it, but her rent will be $750. And in LA, I will probably take it up, just because you don't want to deal with that. But so she's thinking about it. She tells Daniel about it. He's not feeling her, you know, moving out already. He wants her to stay. And I was like, oh no. Like, what is going on here? Like, is there like some sort of new relationship? It's not new, but are they rekindling, you know, something that they've played with before? And it's just kind of like, I think it's a good thing that Issa get her own place and for them to try to explore that, but to do it while under the same roof, I don't see how that's a good thing. But Daniel would love for them to keep things the way that it is, and for her to stay. And in some respect, staying, she would be able to, you know, keep saving, but you can't really, she's probably starting to feel bad for being there, especially after her friends was just like, how are you even paying him? What are you doing? Like, we don't understand. And I can understand why she would take the offer, because I probably would too. It just doesn't feel right to stay with somebody, you know, stay in their house for so long. It just doesn't feel good. You don't feel good about yourself when you do that. So that aside, she does take the role after, you know, her and Daniel discussed the Khalil situation and how he and the guy, you know, kind of presented the music to Khalil, and he was having a hard time deciding who he liked best, because Daniel kind of presented the first beat to him, the one that Daniel had originally did, and he liked that one, but he also liked the revamped one with the more bass that the other guy did. And you could tell the other guy was kind of upset. He was kind of upset about that. Oh well. So he tells Issa about it, and they talk about it, and that's when she tells him about accepting the role. And, you know, she then also tells Daniel, like, oh, maybe you should apologize. And I don't think it was necessarily her place to tell him, like, you should apologize, because he is passionate about his music, and when you're passionate about something that you do and you've created, you can't really consolidate those feelings and sum them up as, this would have been a good working relationship, I should maybe go back. And that for me is a no. Like, sometimes you are granted a decision where you can say no and be okay with it, because you never know what could come up later, something better. at the very least. So they get upset with each other about that because he digs into her like, you of all people trying to give me career advice, like, how dare you? But then he takes it a little too far by basically berating her and her career choices, and how it's taking her some time to figure out what she really wants to do with her life. And I feel like a lot of people around my age, because I'm 30 plus, we do have a bit of a time trying to find out what it is that we really enjoy and would like to do for long term. And it's hard. It's really hard. So I understand Issa's position, and Daniel was wrong for doing that to her, and he probably shouldn't have said that. No, he definitely shouldn't have said that. I would have been mad too. They're at the restaurant, and the waiter who taken too long with their drinks was like, oh, I sense something is amiss here. Let me get my ass away from the table. So we get them back at the apartment, and his way of apologizing was to go down on her. And she stops it. Unlike in her fantasy, she was super happy about it. And eating Cheetos. She's eating in his bed. Not okay, Issa. And you leave crumbs under the... Ugh, girl. Couldn't be in my bed. Couldn't be in my house. Issa's disrespectful. Low-key. But, yeah, she stops him, and they just go to sleep. And that was basically the end of the episode. Aside from Molly being a little picky. Like, oh my God, you guys don't have DocuSign and stuff. Oh my God, my job. Black people, why are we so behind on the times? We should be having all these, other amenities too. And sometimes, to be realistic, black people, black businesses aren't afforded those types of things. Or maybe those people are just a little lazy. Maybe it will take for Molly to help push them in the right direction. Who knows? So that's it for the Insecure episode 3 wrap up. And I will see you guys later. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. If you want to follow me on my social media, you can follow me on Twitter at LaSmalls86. And you can also follow me on Instagram, Smalls2986. I'll see you guys later. Gotta go to work.